Rob G., Jaylen Brown is putting together some season for the Boston Celtics. It is hard to deny what he's been able to do, considering that what people thought was Jason Tatum, their number one guy, was injured. This was supposed to be a throwaway season for the Celtics, wasn't it?
We thought so. And then yesterday, he rolled into the Crypto.com arena, dropped 32, 8, and 7 on the Lakers in a blowout win.
They got blowed out.
Blowed the F out. So much so that it had LeBron James telling anyone who would listen, you know what? Jaylen Brown needs to be in an MVP conversation. Take a listen.
He's playing great basketball, man. And you can't fault his, this whole MVP thing. I don't understand why his name is not getting talked about some as well. Like, nobody gave them a shot to start the season. And he's having, 30?
Yeah, just under.
Yeah, just under 30? Yeah, it's a popularity contest sometimes, I tell you.
You feel like he could be MVP?
Last question.
That's not for me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the criteria of MVP anymore.
It's not for
I
him.
stopped giving a damn about it a long time ago. I got my own personal issues about it. So, yeah, these guys will tell you why.
Him and Michael Jordan should have some personal issues with it. Like, Mike only got 5 is crazy.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. He doesn't have to win.
When he got to spread the wealth? If I'm the best and the clearly MVP, why I can't get it? LeBron got 4? It was about 12 years we knew he was the best.
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
So they need to come with a BMVP, a BVP. The best valuable player or something, dang it.
No, but it's just like the whole idea. It's like you're just going to, like Shohei should get it every year because he pitches and hits. No, that's not how it goes. Because that's what he automatically knows. Somebody might actually have, when Judge beat him, he had a better year. Even he had a better year. He did.
I don't disagree.
And that can happen. So Shohei didn't win it, but according to some people, every year he should win it automatically because he's doing 2 things and nobody else is doing it. That's not what the MVP is.
Nobody was better than Jordan. Maybe a year or two you had a better storyline. Like, you could argue Barkley finally leaves Philly. He goes to the Suns. They have
Here's my
best
point.
records.
Can we get back on top?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, you don't want to brought up Shohei.
All right. I think Jaylen Brown, I don't think he's going to win the MVP, and I know there's other people in there. But the one thing, and after me and you had that big thing about, Cade Cunningham, and after that game in the Knicks, and I'm the MVP and all that. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to forget about everybody else. But if I'm looking at these two, where the Pistons are, leading the East, and where the Celtics are. Rob G., their records are not that far apart, right?
5.5 game lead for the Pistons.
In the loss column, is it 5 games?
Loss column is 6.
Okay. And so they got one more win. So it's 5.5 total. Okay. LeBron, I don't agree with LeBron on a lot of stuff. I agree here. And the only thing is, this was supposed to be a throwaway season. Would you admit that? Like, people thought Celtics are out.
I didn't think
Celtics are out. Like, they don't have a shot really because they don't have Tatum's going to be out, and the whole idea the Pacers weren't going to be in the mix. They went to the finals last year, right? Because of their star. And Jaylen Brown, who was the MVP when they won the championship, not Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown was the MVP. And look at where they are. Rob G., were you able to look at last year compared to this year? There's a 3-game difference without Jason Tatum. That's incredible, seriously. It tells you what kind of season, averaging just under 30. He's had that kind. If you're going to look at somebody and go, who held it together when you lost one of the biggest stars in the NBA? Jason Tatum didn't take a mulligan on the season and go, well, you know what, we can't win. He's balling out.
No, he is, without a doubt.
And all I'm saying is, and this is no slight to Cade, none, 0. What Jaylen has been able to do with that Celtics team, only 3 games different from a year ago with Tatum. And, yes, the Pistons had that great run. They won like 13 in a row, whatever. And for the Celtics to be within that kind of striking distance is incredible. He's had an MVP-worthy conversation season. That's all. I'm not saying he's the MVP. I'm saying he is in that conversation, and I would say he's in that conversation even more than Cade Cunningham.
I don't agree with the even more part. I agree with that he's had an amazing season. I've been saying, for a handful of years, he is the engine for that Celtics team. Jason Tatum, he's more naturally gifted, but Jaylen Brown has the heart. Jaylen Brown has always took the tough shots. Jaylen Brown's goes for it. He has a little bit more of that tenacity in him. Night in, night out. It's the reason why sometimes people get frustrated with Jason Tatum, want more from Jason Tatum.
But
he's
last
kind of
year, even the finals year, go look at Jason Tatum's stats. I know Jaylen Brown won the MVP. Mm-hmm. Jason Tatum had better stats up and down. Led him in every single category.
I know.
So that's who you lost. The guy who led them.
No. Tatum's the better player. I'm with you.
No, but I'm just saying, to lose a player who in that year when they won the championship led the team in every statistical category, and here you are where most people wrote you off before the season started. Not like, oh, yeah, they're not going anywhere. They were like, the East is wide open. The East is wide. No Indiana, no Boston. It's just the Knicks. Milwaukee's not that great. Like that.
So,
wide open.
No, so I expected the Celtics to be closer to where the Magic and the Heat are, which are 7-8. You know, the Magic are 30-26. The Heat are 31-27. I didn't think they'd bottom out. A couple of reasons why. And I think partly why these reasons I'm about to say are partly why some of the reasons maybe why Jaylen Brown isn't quite up there yet. He has had sustained success. Jaylen Brown's been an all-star for years now. Jaylen Brown's been an all-NBA guy, I believe. People were mad he wasn't an Olympian because he's been that good coming off a championship as well. So Jaylen Brown has been that guy. And I think so there's no real surprise there. I think also when you look at that team, you got a 6-Man of the Year candidate and winner in Pritchard who could win it again, who balled out, had 30-something last night against the Lakers. And you have Derek White, and you have the stability. You've had this coach for a few years. So I think there's a stability factor that people are counting in his favor. Like, look how good this roster is as well. They know who they are. They know their system. So I completely 1,000% agree he needs to be in this conversation. His team is overachieving. And not to mention, here's to his credit as well. When they win, they're blowing people out. They're not, like, barely winning by game winners or buzzer beaters 1 or 2 points. They're blowing people out. So they look really good. I think the bigger thing in favor for Cade, a couple of things. I think Cade is more naturally skilled, so when you watch him, it seems easier. I think Cade, especially with the assist factor, him being the point guard and averaging almost 10 assists a game along with his 25 points is a big factor. And I think people love we love storylines. This is the same Pistons team that 2 years ago won 14 games. The year before that, 17 games. So I think the fact that people have seen this team grow and get better.
Last year they made the playoffs.
Right, that's what I said 2 years ago. But I'm saying
last year they made the playoffs. They
right. But I'm saying I think this is a part of people enjoying the evolution of Cade. This was the same guy that team was on the team that won 44 to your point last year.
But how are you once you've won 44 and made the playoffs? I think the 14 is not factoring into
I'll tell you why. But I'll tell you why. Because the 40. I'll tell you why. Because we're not even near. We got another third of the season, fourth of the season, whatever it is, and they already have 42 wins. They have 44 all of last year. So my point is, you're seeing this team go from 14 to 44 to this year. They might end up with, 60 something. And I think that's going to bode well for Cade. I mean, this team won 60 something. He's putting up 25 and 10. He's doing it in a very smooth fashion. When you watch him, he's more aesthetically pleasing than Jaylen Brown. And I just think that is going to absolutely bode well.
When you take away a player of that ilk.
I'm not mad at that.
No, and you're only 3, like you're supposed to collapse. The difference is nobody, I don't care what you say, like you just said, they should be near Orlando. People counted the Celtics out. Some people thought, but I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I don't know where they're going to be when you lose a player of that ilk and he's gone. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the team could have collapsed.
I think that's a credit to
and that's
Brad Stevens, to Masula.
I think it's Jaylen Brown.
I'm going from top down. And Jaylen Brown.
I
think Jaylen Brown is the leader that you might hope Jason Tatum is. Kind of how we talk about Draymond. You can say what you want, but he's more of a leader than Steph. I think Jaylen Brown's that leader. I think he gets that teams going. I think he makes them compete and fight. And I absolutely have no problem if people want to say he needs to be considered. I don't have him above Cade. Currently don't have him above Jokic. Now, I don't know if Jokic is going to make the number. I think he's 3 games left, 4 games he can miss, 2 games now. He can only miss 2 more games and he'll lose his eligibility. So I think this is why we had the conversation. I said, and obviously SGA, why I think Cade has a real shot is because of the elimination of these, you're going to lose Jokic. You've already lost Wemby. You've already lost a handful of guys.
When they did the straw poll, he only had 1 first-place vote. That's the thing.
Right, but that was earlier in this. And
no,
now,
it wasn't. It was right before.
But guys are dropping out. Like
no. That poll was just the.
But I'm saying
it wasn't like
SGA
3
is
months
going to be
ago.
the favorite because he's the reigning. Jokic is about to lose. Can he make 25 more games or so and not?
No, but that's not how the straw poll. You don't vote for someone.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying he's going to.
The idea that this far into the season, you just talked about it, where they had 42 wins and they only had 44 last year, and they had 42, and what they was able to do, and they had 13 wins in a row at one point or whatever. That should have been enough to get him more than 1 first-place vote. That's all I'm saying. That 1 first-place vote is like, did somebody from Detroit vote for him? That's what it feels like to me. No, I'm dead serious.
I think, but I told you,
one first-place vote
coming off that Knick game, kind of starting the season, now they get a win. They get another win. They're doing this without Duren, their second-best player. I'm saying
they were 3-0 against the Knicks last year.
Right, but I'm saying this is how it's going to go. Everybody's watching now. They know about, the Pistons. I'm saying NFL's over. Now my attention's on the NBA, and the first thing they see coming out of All-Star break is him ball out, show out at Madison Square Garden, and that's the first thing you hear, and everybody's talking, including your boy Stephen A. I give up on the Knicks. It's the Pistons, and that's how this thing works.
No. But the guys who are voting, they cover the league. They're not. They haven't been unfocused on the league. You're talking about fans.
I'm talking about you have to have statement moments. We talk about this all the time in Heisman. We talk about this in MVP in the NFL.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
Statement moments.
But you said that people were focused on the NFL, not NBA writers who cover the league.
I'm saying you have statement moments where everyone is what. And this is a signature moment. Absolutely, you have signature moments.
But the writers cover the league the whole year. They're
I'm
not worried about the
arguing
NFL.
That, but you have signature
moments.
Those
are what fans
we
do.
talk about this all the time. You have a Heisman moment where you're right there in the mix of things, and then you have a game
where you only get one
MVP.
vote. I just can't believe he only got one first-place vote.
Embiid showed out against Jokic, and everybody's like, "Well, you know what? Dang it! Look at that."
That's not why he won.
No, it starts the train.
Everybody knows they made a mistake, and that was the beating.
They didn't know they made a mistake when they voted. That didn't make sense. It's my vote.
No. They were beating the drum that they didn't want Jokic to win again. Just because they didn't want him to win 3 without winning a championship.
Sounds like what I always tell you, storylines.
No.
And that's what I keep telling you. It's humans voting.
The storyline is that the Celtics were supposed to be crap with losing Jason Tatum.
I agree he's going to get some votes.
And now they're in the mix. And God forbid if they get up or get close or tie the Pistons or whatever, people are going to be wow.
That'd be tough. But for him to be a Finals MVP.
You said the Pistons going to win another 20 games, and you said it's going to be tough for them to make up 3 or 4 games.
I'm saying if they're 6 behind right now, everything will have to go
5.5.
Everything 5.5, 6 games lost. But I'm saying everything will have to continuously go right for the Celtics too. But Brown received 0 first or second place votes, just 5 third place votes, and was left off entirely on 57 of the 100 ballots. So even though they're having his great season, even though he's a Finals MVP, you would think he would get more consideration. He's kind of the guy coming in with more of a name than Cade.
I think that he has a chance as time continues to go on. And you just talked about it. They come to L.A. with all their guys healthy and get a 32-point win. And he plays really well, and people are like, wow, look at where the Celtics are. And when people start to deep dig in those numbers and go 3 games off from where they were a year ago,
he absolutely will finish in the top 4. I'm with you on that. I think Cade will be 1 or 2 at the end of this season.
877-99 on Fox. I think that when they vote, neither one might not get a first-place vote. It just depends on if the Joker – well, I don't know. It just depends on where it is.
It's going to be tough for him.
If he's still there. I don't think it's tough for him if he has the 60. If he has the
I'm saying tough to not miss 2 more games. Just the way the NBA is now.
I don't.
Back-to-backs, 4 out of 5 days or something.
But he came back for that reason. I mean, like when they timed out his thing, it was.
But if you're his coach or GM, you're saying I need him for the playoffs, right? We're trying to make another championship run,
know.
and if I need him to sit to. right, Rob. So they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts. And while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.